So I came up and we went to a flea market over there. I'm an antique collector, and I'm on the cusp of being a hoarder, but I hate to admit it. I call it a collector run amok. So anyway, we spent a good long weekend over in White Cloud in a little town called Sparks, just north of here, north and west. And so anyway, the last day, I said, I got a little extra time before I fly out. I wouldn't mind just looking at some property, just for future reference. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just curious because St. Joe is so magnificent. All the history.
Yeah.
After the Civil War, it was the wealthiest city per capita in the country.
Wow.
There were more millionaires here per capita than anywhere else.
Awesome.
Because this is one of the gateways to the West. St. Joe and St. Louis. St. Louis on the Mississippi, St. Joe on the Missouri. So people would come westward by riverboat. They'd get off here and buy everything for the rest of their life. For the California Gold Rush, for the westward expansion, people went on the Oregon Trail, everything as they went westward. They'd buy their wagons here, they'd get horses, they'd get everything. And so people became very wealthy in St. Joe. And if you drive around, you'll see all these magnificent buildings, these magnificent houses that just blow you away. So anyway, I said, I wouldn't mind looking at some property, just out of curiosity. So they took me to one house, and a Victorian house had all been restored. It was nice, but I like to do it myself. So the next one was a Victorian house that had been totally trashed. It had a clawfoot bathtub in there that somebody had broken in the week before and stole the feet off it. So I'm like, probably not a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he said, I don't know how you feel about commercial property, but we'll show you a place. So we're driving up the hill up Main Street here. And there's a building on top, but I can't see it because it's so overgrown all around it. So we come around back, we come in, and we walk in the back door, and it was just like I got this big warm embrace. It was the weirdest feeling. I've never experienced it before, but as soon as I walked in, I just looked around, and I felt like I was home.
Right.
It's meant to be.
Yeah. And it's been that way ever since. Just every time, at one time I considered selling it, and so that's why we called it the House on the Hill for a short period of time. And every time I come back, I'm like, no,
Yeah, I'm
I can't
keeping
do that.
it.
I love this place. I love this place. So I've spent a lot of time here and had a lot of crazy experiences. But if you get a chance, watch Paranormal Lockdown, or also on, it was called My Horror Story. There was a show, season 1, episode 8. Kelly Matthews, who is like my adopted son, he's black. And from the time he was 7, I was his big brother. Well, now he's over 50, but he stayed here for 21 days by himself.
Wow.
And they don't like the spirits at that time. Did not like black people.
Right.
We found out where he was sleeping was in Armstrong's sitting room.
Oh.
And they actually chased him out. He used the neighbor's truck. He was so freaked out, and he talks it all in this My Horror Story. It's episode 8, season 1, called Encountering Evil. And it's him talking about his experiences, but just crazy. And they scared the heck, he's bigger than I am. Big, strong guy. They scared the heck out of him. He used the neighbor's truck. He hightailed it out of here the next morning, went to Kansas City, got on a Greyhound bus, left his truck in short-term parking, and went back to Illinois, went back to Springfield, Illinois.
Right.
And I was so mad at him. We didn't talk for 2 years. We had to go down there and go to Greyhound, and they said it's towed somewhere. And we went to these impound lots, finally found
Trying
it.
to find it,
I
right.
was so mad at him until he told me what had happened. I was like, why didn't you tell me before?
Right.
I know. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. So
That's
anyway,
awesome.
Wow.
enjoy. Everybody else has had that same kind of warm embrace. So whatever it is,
Awesome.
they like people.
Awesome.
They like it here. We encounter Armstrong and Eliza both up on the second floor in that hallway, especially. Armstrong sometimes whistles, and Eliza, you'll hear her footsteps coming down the hall. And then there's this little girl that died here. Mabel Iden. I think it's on this wall out here. It's in the office in the library there. But there's a whole story about how she died. She was 4 years old, 4 years old, 4 years and 3 days old, and she died. They didn't say why, but she died here among her playmates when it was called the Home for Little Wanderers.
Wow.
So that was in 1890s. So
Is that what the children's room upstairs is set up for?
Exactly. And we had a lot of activity up there.
Okay.
And people have seen apparitions of her, little blonde-haired girl. She'll peek around corners and